Things have escalated between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B after the VMA Awards, but this time it's spread to the husbands, Offset and Kenneth. On the last podcast, I talked about how Nicki Minaj sent subliminal shots to Cardi B at the 2023 VMA Awards with their new song, Big Difference. Well, things got crazier behind the scenes because Petty, aka Nicki Minaj's husband, released some footage with his friends outside of a hotel waiting allegedly for Offset and Cardi B and calling them out. This footage just shows them sitting outside of the hotel, and allegedly Offset sent some DMs to one of Petty's friends, and basically they were throwing shots at each other back and forth, calling each other, names, and then saying, hey, you're going at females. This is not right. If you're going to handle situations, handle it with men. And that's what they did. They pulled up that night during the 2023 VMA Awards. The footage circulated late last night, earlier today, and it just shows them, calling Offset out, saying that, hey, you're sending DMs like this, but you're not really pulling up outside. And then on top of that, Offset sent a bunch of DMs saying, you guys are doing all these threats, but you're not doing them with men. You're doing them with females, which is corny. So check out the videos for yourself.
Offset, where you at? That's it. Gotta spend that shit. I'm like a Zion. What's up, yeah? We outside. Big Zoo outside. Big Queens, right? Yeah.
Drop your low now. Drop your low now.
All sudden, them niggas acting like niggas DM me. Yo, where you at? Where you at?
We outside. We run this city. Don't let these fool you. We run this city.
You see the addresses on the buildings. You see the plates on the cars.
Man, what's going on? What's happening?
I'm sending me DMs like I ain't cuckoo.
Yeah, man.
Like I ain't cuckoo. I wish I would have knew that.
Yeah, that's a fact. Let's get this shit
I would have
going,
choked
though.
them in the seat section.
Come on, my nigga.
Next awards,
Niggas
I'm
got a
choking
million
them.
securities around him, man.
On that vacation, you're gonna be planning your funeral.
Yeah.
All the way to the street. Everything. Let's play. What's up?
We miss
They wanted to come at me at the VMAs, man. We ain't even do nothing to nobody, man.
All y'all. Let's play, man. Y'all wanna play? It's all fun and games too. We wanna play too.
We outside.
Somebody tell Offset, cause Offset DM me. He DM me.
Come on, man.
DM cuckoo.
He off the set.
That whole gang could suck.
He off the set. Don't make us put.
Up north, I had you scared, boy.
Niggas off
Up
the
north,
set.
I had you scared, boy. A lot of y'all.
These videos then went viral online, and Offset immediately responded with his own videos getting off a private jet, seemingly laughing at them.
I'm getting out the jet. You niggas talking about? What are you niggas talking about? D bro. We up in our jets, bitch. Y'all niggas got there. Y'all niggas standing outside.
Allegedly, Cardi B knew about them chilling outside, so she sent out the tweet, I ain't even flinch. So she's referring to them, saying, I ain't even scared of you guys. And in the bars that Nicki Minaj spit in the Big Difference track, it's clear she's referring to Kenneth and his crew and what they do with the antagonizing things that they do, because in the bars she spit this, I'm in the city, I drop a location, and all of the killers come out. These guys be fronting for y'all, but they play the back when them killers is out. Clearly referring to her husband, who is outside waiting for Offset because Offset sent those DMs. After Offset responded with that viral video, one of Kenneth's friends revealed the DMs between Offset and him. I ain't gonna read all the DMs because it's a lot of back and forth of just calling each other, all kinds of names. But Offset messaged the guy Thursday and said this, where are you located? You guys old as hell in females business with no money for war. Don't post me either since you a gangster, right? You live in Charlotte too. He responded saying, I'm outside heavy, ain't hiding from none of you guys, especially no rap guys. Then Offset responded, you're in Charlotte, right? He said, you guys are little girls posting females. That's tough. And what Offset is referring to when he says posting females is allegedly someone from Nicki Minaj's camp and Petty's camp threatened Cardi B because of that I ain't flinch tweet. He basically posted, Cardi B, we ain't your average Queens guys, big dog. And then Sturdy said, yo, talking about you ain't flinch, you already exposed your hand, sound like my is nervous. What they're referring to here is that, during the 2023 VMAs, allegedly, Cardi B got threatened somewhere around there, during that moment when they're going off. That's why Cardi B left early. People were saying that she wasn't in the crowd. Some people were saying she was, but we don't know what's going on. Clearly, there's an actual beef going on here, and it's escalated to worse things. Me personally, I only wanted it to be just rap songs back and forth. I thought that would have been interesting, especially for female hip-hop, because female hip-hop hasn't had that competition, and now it's happening with like Lotto and Coi Leray and so on and so forth. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more now that it's a more crowded market when it comes to females. But even when it was just one female, dominating at one moment, they would always send shots at the one that's dominating at that moment. So it's escalating to more street things, which, I disagree with wholeheartedly. But one of the guys that was there, sturdy response, saying, one response to any and everyone eating. And these comments, I'll slap your whole set row section at the next awards. Your moms, pops, and step family, I'll follow you too. And it ain't because I like you. So real threats here. This isn't just like joking around. Offset did not take lightly to this, of course. Going back to the DMs, this is how the conversation continued. The guy responded saying, I'm outside, gangster, shut the F up. You ain't even getting no get back from the guys that killed your people. What he's referring to is obviously Takeoff that got killed in Houston. He's saying, you're threatening me, but you ain't even get those guys that got Takeoff. And then Offset responding, you're a grown man, 40 years old, talking shit about women. You're a little girl. And then he said, yeah. And then he said, you guys are too old to be outside doing this. So it just goes back and forth like that. And, hey, you're too old to be doing this. And they're like, yeah, we're going to put hands on you, so on and so forth. What I don't understand out of all this is why put this information out there? Why post videos of you outside of a hotel? It does not look good for you. And then sharing DMs and threats. Police are going to be watching all this. Like they got their eye on this. I don't know why, quote unquote, gangsters post stuff online. If you're really about it, you're about to do it, you wouldn't really post it online. But that's just, what conversations that I've had from actual gangsters say. They don't really post things online. So I don't know how to take this. Really, honestly, all Offset has to do is chill at a school, and that's it. And that guy can't touch him. Because if you guys don't know, Nicki Minaj's husband is, I'm not going to say the word because it's clearly a banned word, but he's an offender. When your parents wrestle, quote unquote, he's that type of offender. He's an offender. And, all Offset has to do is just chill at a school parking lot and be like, you can't touch me. Like the SpongeBob clip, the episode, where the SpongeBob draws this like circle and this big like animal tries to attack him, but the circle protects him. That's all Offset has to do. That's it. And he'll be perfectly fine. All jokes aside, though, it's sad that it's gotten to this. I think any type of violence in hip hop is not cool. I'm all for the, diss tracks back and forth. I think diss tracks are cool for hip hop competition. That's what hip hop was birthed on. But when it gets to this level of just threatening and, not really any music coming out from it, it's just corny at this point. And, for the people that said that Nicki and Cardi never had beef, this is just further proof that they did have beef. I know and back in 2018 when they did the New York Fashion Week, they threw, their heels at each other, whatever the case may be. That was beef, guys. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it because I was seeing people in the comments saying, no, it's not beef. You're just making things up. I mean, here we are. We're at a whole different level with it where husbands are getting involved. The men are getting involved. And that's where, things are going to escalate because men takes things to the different level. They always do. But hopefully, it doesn't lead to anything crazier than that. And, I'm sure Cardi B is going to respond in her own way in her own music. And I'm all for it when it comes to the music. But anything like this, I think is too far. I think things can be resolved. It's just not, it's not worth it in my opinion, especially posting all this online. Deal with it behind the scenes. If there's something going on, deal with it like that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We'll keep you posted on anything else that happens.